Every morning is a fresh invitation to begin again, not just in body, but in spirit. Long before the noise of the world reaches you, before your phone lights up with messages, before responsibilities start pressing on your shoulders, there is a quiet window of peace. A sacred pause between the world of dreams and the weight of reality. In Buddhist teachings, this early moment is not random or small. It's a doorway. It's a chance to gently shape the entire energy of your day. What you tell yourself in this opening space has the power to either build inner peace or scatter it. Words are not just sounds, they are seeds. And in the stillness of morning, when your mind is soft and receptive, the seeds you plant go deep. The Buddha once said, "We are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think." This is not just philosophy, it's a blueprint for how to live. What you think, you begin to feel. What you feel, you begin to believe. And what you believe, you carry into every interaction, every decision, every moment. Today, I want to guide you through 5 deeply powerful affirmations that you can speak to yourself every morning. 1. I am here, and this moment is enough. The greatest gift you can offer yourself at the beginning of each day is your full presence, your undivided awareness that you are alive, breathing, and here. In today's world, most people wake up and immediately feel pulled in every direction. Their minds start racing before they even open their eyes. Thoughts of unfinished tasks, problems from yesterday, deadlines, worries about the future, they all come crashing in like waves. Without even realizing it, we begin the day already stressed, already distracted, already lost in a world that doesn't exist yet. But in Buddhism, we are gently reminded that peace is never found in the past or future. It's only ever found in the present. Not 5 minutes from now, not when your phone stops buzzing, not when your work is done, but right now, in this breath, in this body, in this moment, when you say to yourself, "I am here, and this moment is enough," you are choosing to stop running. You are choosing to press pause on the mental noise and return to your own center. You're not trying to solve all your problems at once. You're not trying to be perfect. You're just allowing yourself to be without pressure, without judgment. You sit with the gentle light coming through your window, the warmth of your blanket, the quiet rhythm of your breath. You don't need to fix anything. You don't need to perform. You don't need to reach for something far away. The peace you're searching for is already here hidden in the stillness you usually skip. This one simple sentence is powerful medicine for the soul. It reminds you that you are not your worries, you are not your to-do list. You are a living, breathing being, and that's enough. When you begin the day rooted in that truth, everything that follows carries more calm, more clarity, and more intention. The world will still move quickly, but you don't have to. You can walk through your day grounded, awake, and gently anchored in the present. And that, truly, is the beginning of a peaceful life. 2. I will move through this day with compassion. Compassion is not just about being kind to others, it's about choosing to respond to the world with softness, even when it feels hard. It's about deciding, before the day even begins, that you will carry warmth in your heart, no matter how cold the world might feel. When you wake up and tell yourself, "I will move through this day with compassion," you're not just making a kind wish. You're planting an intention that will shape how you see, feel, and act in every situation that comes your way. In Buddhist teachings, compassion is one of the most powerful virtues. It doesn't mean you ignore your pain or let others walk over you. It means you stay rooted in empathy, in understanding, and in the deep truth that every being, yourself included, is carrying some unseen struggle. Most people go through their days reacting out of frustration, impatience, or judgment, not because they are bad, but because they are hurting or overwhelmed. When you move through your day with compassion, you start seeing these emotional outbursts not as attacks, but as cries for help. You begin to listen more deeply, speak more gently, and respond more wisely. And this doesn't just apply to others, it starts with you. Self-compassion is the foundation. You will have moments today when you forget something, make a mistake, feel low, or lose your temper. Instead of scolding yourself or sinking into guilt, you'll pause and say, "It's okay. I'm learning. I'm human." You'll give yourself the same kindness you give to a close friend. That one shift can completely transform your emotional health. By setting this intention in the morning, you're choosing to make your inner world a place of safety, not just for others, but for yourself. You are promising to carry a calm presence through your actions, your words, and your energy. You're telling the universe that you're not here to compete, criticize, or control. You're here to connect. And when you lead with compassion, life becomes lighter. People open up to you more easily. Tensions soften. Your mind feels more at ease. And most importantly, you begin to live in alignment with the deepest truths of who you are. Because at your core, you were not made to judge, you were made to love. 3. No emotion will control me, only guide me. Emotions are a natural part of being human. They rise and fall like waves in the ocean, sometimes calm, sometimes crashing. One moment you feel light and joyful, and the next you're overwhelmed by sadness, anger, or fear. It's easy to believe that these feelings have complete power over us, especially when they arrive suddenly or intensely. But in Buddhist practice, we are taught something deeply liberating. Emotions are not the enemy. They are not something to fight, suppress, or fear. They are messengers. They are signals from within, offering us insight, reflection, and direction. However, they are not meant to sit in the driver's seat of our lives. They are meant to pass through, not to take control. When you begin your day by telling yourself, "No emotion will control me, only guide me," you are making a powerful promise to yourself. You are saying, "I will not let my anger make my decisions. I will not let fear shape my actions. I will not allow anxiety to close the doors I'm meant to walk through. Instead, I will listen, I will observe, I will feel, but I will choose my response with awareness." This simple shift from reaction to observation is the foundation of emotional freedom. The Buddha taught that we suffer not because we feel, but because we cling to those feelings or run from them. Either way, we become trapped. But when you let emotions arise without grabbing onto them, something magical happens. They pass, they teach, and they dissolve. This doesn't mean you pretend to be okay when you're not. It means you learn to sit with discomfort without letting it turn into destruction. It means you can feel sadness without becoming sadness. You can feel anger without becoming cruel. You can feel fear without becoming frozen. In doing so, you reclaim your inner space. You become the observer-the calm witness to your inner world, rather than a prisoner of every mood and trigger. And as you walk through your day with this awareness, you'll notice that situations that once overwhelmed you begin to feel lighter. Conversations that once triggered you now unfold with more grace. You no longer ride every emotional storm, you stand beneath it, grounded like a mountain. Remember, your emotions are real, but they are not final. They are visitors, not permanent residents. Let them guide your growth, not dictate your direction. And each time you repeat this morning intention, you strengthen the part of yourself that is steady, clear, and free. 4. Today, I will not chase, I will attract. There is a quiet but powerful difference between chasing and attracting, between moving through the world with frantic energy and allowing the world to flow toward you in peace. One comes from fear, the other from alignment. One exhausts your soul, the other nourishes it. Every morning, we have a choice. We can either begin the day by rushing after things that we believe will make us wholer. We can return to stillness, to self-respect, to inner harmony, and trust that what is truly meant for us will begin to come, not because we forced it, but because we became ready for it. When you say to yourself, "Today, I will not chase, I will attract," you are not saying that you will sit still and do nothing. You are not avoiding effort. Instead, you are shifting the energy behind your actions. You are moving from desperation to intention. You are releasing the need to prove your worth through how much you can achieve, gain, or control. In Buddhism, this is known as non-striving. It doesn't mean you don't care. It means you stop acting from a place of grasping. You start acting from a place of clarity and trust. The truth is, much of what we chase is rooted in a deep fear of lack. We chase success because we think we're not enough without it. We chase love because we fear loneliness. We chase validation because we doubt our own voice. And yet, the more we chase, the more things run away from us. We begin the day with anxiety, comparing our lives to others, scrolling through images of what we think we're missing, and running on a treadmill of expectations. We try to force the world to give us something, thinking that once we have it, we'll feel peace. But peace was never out there. It was never at the end of the chase. It was always behind the stillness we were too afraid to sit with. Buddhism teaches us to be deeply present, and from that presence, to live in alignment with our values, not with our cravings. When we live in alignment, our energy becomes clean. Our actions become pure. We stop creating noise and start creating space. And from that space, something remarkable happens. Life begins to respond to us differently. Opportunities, relationships, insights, they start arriving, not because we demanded them, but because we became ready for them. Just like a flower doesn't chase the bee, but blooms in its own time and allows life to be drawn toward it, we too can bloom inwardly and allow what is meant for us to find us. Attraction begins with intention. It begins with asking, who do I need to become to naturally draw in what I seek? If you want peace, become peaceful. If you want love, become loving. If you want success, become disciplined and clear in your purpose. You don't chase the outcome, you become the soil where that outcome grows. When your thoughts, words, and actions are in harmony, you begin to attract people and experiences that match your frequency. The chaos of chasing ends, the calm of alignment begins. Telling yourself this affirmation in the morning is a way of resetting your nervous system. Instead of launching into the day with scattered energy, you return to your breath, to your body, and to your truth. You remind yourself that you don't need to beg for anything. What is yours, truly yours, will not require you to lose yourself in order to have it. You no longer waste time convincing others of your worth, chasing people who don't value your presence, or burning yourself out for goals that don't even reflect your heart. You begin to attract from a place of wholeness, not from a void. This approach doesn't mean everything will come instantly. It means that when things do arrive, they will feel right. You won't have to force or chase. The relationship will feel natural. The opportunity will feel aligned. The path will feel peaceful even if it's challenging. And even when things don't come, you won't fall apart, because you no longer measure your worth by what you receive. You measure it by who you are becoming. That is the real gift. So today, walk through the world with quiet confidence. Don't beg for energy that drains you. Don't force doors that are not meant to open. Instead, nourish your spirit. Practice your values. Breathe deeply. Speak kindly. Move intentionally. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to begin attracting what is next. And the more you return to your truth, the more the world will begin to meet you there. Let this affirmation be your anchor. Today, I will not chase, I will attract. Say it with peace, not pride. Say it with softness, not stubbornness. And then carry that energy with you through every task, every moment, every interaction. When you live this truth, not just repeat it, the universe responds. And that's not magic, that's alignment. That's presence. That's the natural law of cause and effect in motion. You are not made to run forever. You are made to rise, to bloom, to be. And when you choose to be fully, wholly yourself, you begin to attract everything that resonates with who you truly are. 5. Every breath is a new beginning. There is something profoundly beautiful and often forgotten about the human breath. It's always there, silently accompanying you through every moment of your life. And yet, because it is so constant, you rarely pay attention to it. You rarely notice the miracle that with each inhale, you are given life again, and with each exhale, you are offered a chance to let go. In the teachings of Buddhism, the breath is not just a bodily function, it is a sacred doorway, a path to awareness, a symbol of impermanence and renewal, a direct reminder that you are never stuck, never fixed, never finished. Each breath you take is a new beginning, a quiet, gentle reset that allows you to return to this very moment with peace and clarity. When you begin your morning by softly saying, "Every breath is a new beginning," you are offering yourself a form of spiritual grace. You are choosing to release yesterday's mistakes, regrets, and heaviness, and give yourself permission to start again. You are acknowledging that no matter what happened before, this moment is untouched. This breath is unspoiled. You don't need to carry yesterday's anger into today's sunrise. You don't have to bring last week's fear into this morning's calm. You can simply breathe and begin again. This teaching is especially important because we live in a world that often makes us feel trapped by our past. We replay our failures, dwell on what we should have said, punish ourselves for what we didn't do. We believe that we have to wait for something big to happen, a new job, a new year, a fresh chapter to feel like we're allowed to start over. But Buddhism gently reminds us that renewal is not something you wait for, it's something you choose, breath by breath. It's not found in changing your outer life. It begins the moment you return to your inner life. The moment you recognize that now, in this exact breath, you are free to shift how you think, how you respond, how you carry yourself. This doesn't mean that your past disappears. It means that your past no longer owns you. It means that you're allowed to forgive yourself. You're allowed to be in progress. You're allowed to grow gently, not perfectly. If you lost your temper yesterday, you can breathe and begin again. If you didn't meet your goals last week, you can breathe and begin again. If you've been struggling to stay mindful, or to stay kind, or to stay hopeful, this breath is your new chance. Not because everything suddenly gets easier, but because your awareness returns. And in awareness, transformation begins. Breathing consciously is also a way of reconnecting with your body. In stressful times, we often abandon the body. We live in the mind, overthinking, worrying, imagining worst-case scenarios. But the breath brings you back. It grounds you in the present moment. It reminds you that you are alive now, and that you are not your thoughts. You are the one who notices the thoughts. You are the one who can choose to breathe, to pause, to soften. And from that pause, you can shift everything. That's the power of the breath. It doesn't push, it doesn't shout. It just patiently invites you to return to yourself, to stillness, to peace. When you understand that every breath is a new beginning, you also begin to treat others differently. You stop defining people by their worst moments. You stop holding on to grudges. You stop expecting perfection. Because you see, in yourself and in them, the same truth. We are all learning, all evolving, all breathing through our pain, our joy, our confusion. This truth opens the door to compassion. You become softer, more forgiving, more present, not just with yourself, but with the entire world. So the next time you feel overwhelmed or unworthy or stuck, pause and notice your breath. Notice how it keeps showing up for you, even when you're tired. Notice how it never abandons you, even when you abandon yourself. That inhale is a reminder that life is still flowing through you. That exhale is a gentle letting go, a quiet cleansing of the old. You don't need to fix everything at once. You don't need to know the whole path. You just need to breathe and begin with where you are. Say it again to yourself. Every breath is a new beginning. Say it slowly. Say it with meaning. Let it sink into your bones, into your heart, into the spaces that have been holding on too tightly. Let it remind you that change doesn't have to be loud or dramatic. Sometimes it begins with something as soft as a single breath, something so simple yet so full of possibility. You are not the same person you were yesterday. Even your body, your thoughts, your emotions, they have shifted. And tomorrow you will not be the same as today. This is the gift of being alive. You are in constant motion, and as long as you are breathing, you are being invited to step into the next version of yourself. So start your day with this truth, not as a mantra to memorize, but as a truth to live by. Every breath, every moment is a fresh chance, a quiet opening, a blank page. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. You are here. You are breathing. And that means you can begin again. We often forget how much power lives in the quiet beginnings, not in the noise, not in the rush, but in the moments before the world wakes up fully, when it's just you, your breath, and your thoughts. What you choose to say to yourself in those first few minutes can change the course of your entire day, and over time, your entire life. These 5 simple yet powerful truths are not just words, they are anchors, they are roots. They are invitations to come back to yourself every morning, not with pressure, but with peace. To remind yourself that you are here, and this moment is enough. To walk gently and move through the day with compassion. To trust that emotions are guides, not rulers. To stop forcing life and instead attract what is meant for your soul. And to remember always that, with every breath, you are being given a new beginning. This is the heart of Buddhist wisdom. Presence over perfection, stillness over struggle, and peace over performance. When you choose to live by these truths, not just hear them, you begin to carry a different energy into the world. A calmer energy, a wiser one, an energy that doesn't shout, but still speaks volumes. So tomorrow morning, when your eyes open and the light begins to touch your skin, take a deep breath, not to start rushing, but to start remembering. You don't have to become someone new. You just have to return to who you already are beneath all the noise. Aware, kind, grounded, and free. Let every sunrise be your gentle teacher. Let your breath be your sacred companion. Let your words be the seeds you plant in the garden of your mind. And when you forget and you will remember, you can always begin again. With one breath, with one thought, with one choice. Your morning words shape your whole life. So choose them with love,